Hello, my lovely Libra, and welcome to our moon deck reading. This is a 7-card circle moon reading. So if you do enjoy this, please do like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. Otherwise, we have many readings for your sign or other signs in your chart out there on my page. Please check those out. But let's go ahead and get started on this. Hopefully you will enjoy this type of reading. It's something a little bit different. This first card is indicative of what type of issue you're facing now, problem, concern, where you are, your status, issue kind of situation. We'll certainly go into this a little bit further. The second card is kind of what led you to this position, okay? This third card is what is kind of keeping you in this position, your challenge card, if you will. The fourth card is indicative of your resolution, okay? So if you do follow all of the steps to kind of resolve your position now or make changes to it, this would be your ultimate resolution. Your fifth, sixth, and seventh cards are indicative of the steps to the resolution. So let's try to take a look at these and see what they say for you. So right now, I feel like your card here, which is your position currently, is surrender, okay? So I feel like for many of you, you've kind of been, you might be just worn out. You might be just beat down. You may just be exhausted, but you've given up on something. Maybe you've given up on a whole lot of things, but for right now, you just feel like you've surrendered. You've kind of just, you're done. You're shot, you're beat, you're just done with it. But there may be something very specific too that you've given up on. You may have surrendered to, you know, like you were looking for a job and or you were trying to get a raise at a specific job or a promotion, and you've just surrendered to the fact that that's not happening, or at least not happening in the time frame you want it to. You may have surrendered to the fact that the relationship you're currently in is not moving forward at the pace you wanted to. You may have surrendered to the fact that if you were looking for a relationship, if you're single, that, you know, you're just not finding the right person, you know, as quickly as you were hoping. It just seems like it's never coming, okay? So you've kind of just given up. You've surrendered to that fact. And I think what's got you here is actually not a bad thing, though. What's gotten you here is growth, okay? So I think a lot of this is the reason you feel like you have surrendered is because you've grown a lot, okay? You've changed. When you grow up, you change, you mature, you see things differently. And I do think you've changed a lot, you've grown a lot. So maybe you outgrew some people in your life, maybe you've outgrown relationships, you know, and you've had to come out of those. So maybe you are single and maybe you just aren't finding the kind of people because you're still looking for the type of people that you used to find, you know, interest in, but now you're a different person. You're a more mature person. So maybe you need to kind of evaluate the type of people you're looking for or where you're looking for these people. Same thing with a job. You know, you may be looking for, you know, kind of a growth in the position you're currently in, you know, as far as like a promotion or a raise there, but maybe you've outgrown that job in general. You know, your growth may be that you don't even belong in that field. Maybe not necessarily that field, but that position, that job, that company. You've outgrown those people, you've outgrown that spot, you've outgrown that specific job. So sitting here waiting for just, you know, a 2% raise or something that you feel like is great for you and you want, or a bonus that you've been really wanting for and you've kind of surrendered to the fact that you're never getting that again, is really, you know, more so because you've grown past that. You really want more. So you've kind of almost surrendered on that front, but it's really because you actually deserve more. You've grown past that. You need more. So I think that's not necessarily a bad thing that you're surrendering necessarily, because what it may mean is that it's kind of almost like a tower moment in regular tarot where maybe you need to tear it down so you can rebuild and regrow into a better place. What is keeping you from moving forward, or your challenge card in this position is your will. So I do feel like, again, with this is that you have the will perhaps to do certain things, but maybe your will is misguided or misdirected. Again, I feel like maybe you have grown so much that you don't even realize that you've grown. So while you have the will to try to get that that raise or that bonus at the job you've had. Really and truly, what you should be doing is harnessing this will to look for a whole different job, maybe at the same company, maybe at a different place, but something better, something higher, something more, because you are growing, you have grown. Maybe if you're looking for the same kind of men or women to date that you used to date, you've outgrown them, okay? So you no longer need to be looking for those same kind of people. You need to channel your will into finding people that are more on your maturity level, your strength level, your dominance level, those kinds of things, because I do feel like, at this point, your will is almost what's holding you back. You have the will. The will is not the problem. It's just that your will is almost misguided. Your will is still back here, but you've grown to a new level. And it's almost what's causing you to feel defeated, is because you don't realize how much you've grown. You don't realize how much better you are at your job, how much smarter you are. You don't realize how much more mature you are for relationships. So yeah, of course you're not going to find value in those same old type of people that you used to. Of course they all seem like, why do I keep dating these losers, or whatever you might be calling them? Well, because back in the day, those people were great for you, but now those people are just not on your level, okay? And so, yeah, you have the will to find them and the will to date them and the will to go out and see them, but then, ultimately you're like, I'm never going to find anybody good. All I keep finding is that. Well, because you're looking in the wrong spot. You need to be looking higher. Same thing with the job. All I get is a 2% raise, when I really wanted to get a big bonus and a promotion because I've worked really hard. Well, you have the will to get that. You've worked hard for it. You have the will to ask for that or get that or whatever. But what you really need to be doing is finding a job that's better, because you are better. So you really just need to redirect, I think, is the issue here. And ultimately, your resolution is gratitude. And I think with this, it's kind of a two-way street, is that, you can be grateful, okay, for the fact that you've grown so much, grateful to yourself, grateful to those around you who've helped you grow, okay? People at work that have helped you grow, the people in past relationships, they're sometimes a lesson. They can be a blessing, they're a lesson. But also, you also need to have people be grateful for you, okay? And I think that's something that you really need to have culminate as your ending resolution, is that you're showing grateful attitude toward people, but people need to be grateful towards you as well, and recognize that you are more than you once were, and not throw, a 2% raise at you if really what you should be doing is getting a promotion to supervisor, something like that. You should be grateful for the fact that you have grown enough to recognize that you don't need to surrender for less, and start accepting only people who are on your maturity level, your level of quality, okay? And I do feel like you can get there, but here's what you need to do. These are the 3 steps to get you there. So the first one is balance. And I do think that, again, you need to have a good balance. Your will is there. Again, I do feel like you have the will. I just feel like it's misguided. You need to rebalance the way you see yourself, rebalance the way that your will is, okay? You need to reevaluate the type of people you're looking to date, reevaluate the type of position or what you value as far as your worth, essentially, at your employment. If you are self-employed, you need to reevaluate, what the jobs you do are worth, those kinds of things. You need to have a good balance of knowing, what your value is now, and harnessing that willpower in a balanced sense. So you are looking for the right people in the right places, and looking for the right jobs and the right levels, because right now you have tons of will and you're looking at places that are beneath you, okay? You're up here now, and what you're seeking is down here, and it's off balance. You know what I'm saying? So how can you ever be happy? You're just going to surrender and say, I give up. I feel like nothing's ever going to go my way. Well, of course it's not. You're not. It's like they say with the energy vibrations, if you're throwing off really high vibrations, you'll attract people with high vibrations. If you're on low vibrations, you're only going to attract people on low vibrations. But right now, you're a high vibration person, you're a quality person, but you're only seeking, mere penance in this, or, mere, people who are on low vibrations over here, and that's never going to make you happy. So you're just going to be like, well, why can't I do better? Well, you're not trying. You're not balancing out how valuable you are with what you're seeking. You have to balance that. This is the second one, and this is beauty. You have to realize that you are not only beautiful inside, but you're beautiful outside. Both. You have a quality, okay? There is a quality there, and you have to accept that. You've probably grown in that quality as well, okay? You've probably matured. You're a different level of attractability. You're a different level of, you've grown, your soul is beautiful, and it's grown. With maturity and growth come beauty, okay, in your soul. You now have an ability to be a different human. You see things from more aspects, more angles. You've walked in more shoes. You can be a kinder person. You can be a more understanding person. But you can also, for many of you, you're also just a more attractive person. There are a lot of people that as they age, they learn tips, tricks, things like that. And they do really become more attractive with age. And you may very well be one of these people, okay? And you have to accept that too, okay? You have to balance the fact that you may be beautiful inside and out now, not just one or the other. Maybe you were always really pretty to look at, but you didn't feel like you had a lot of self-worth. Now, maybe you have a lot of self-worth. Maybe before you didn't think you were very attractive to the other sex, or same sex, whatever it is that you are attracted to, but you felt like you had a lot of self-worth. And now maybe it's balanced out. Again, balancing and understanding that you are a beautiful person. This will help you again with understanding who you are and what you come to the table with, what you offer. Okay, and change is the last one. And change is so prevalent throughout this because it is changing everything for you as far as how you view the world, but mostly how you perceive yourself, okay? And this is opposite your growth, because ultimately, as you've grown, you've not really had a chance to change your mindset. Okay, you've just really grown as a human, as a person. Your beauty's grown, your intelligence has grown, your knowledge has grown. All these things have grown. You've outgrown people around you. You've outgrown relationships. You may have even outgrown friendships. But you haven't changed the way you see yourself. And until you do that, you can't be grateful for all the changes you've made. You can't even be grateful for your own changes. And how can you expect anybody else to recognize or notice them or be grateful for them if you can't? So that's the main thing here, is you have to change your perception of yourself. As soon as you are able to realize that you are now beautiful inside and out, once you realize that you are able to balance both internal beauty and external beauty, you are able to harness your will in a way that is, more in line with your maturity and your level now, your higher level now. You will be able to accept that you have changed and that you deserve the world around you to be on a level that is higher and that has changed, and you will expect more. And so once you start expecting more, you will start getting more, okay? And you won't feel like you have to surrender. You will start realizing that you deserve more. So at that point, you will be putting out more vibes. You will be seeking more things in line with who you are, and you will find more things, okay? Things will come much easier. You won't have to feel like you have to surrender or give up, like, well, I'm just going to have to be stuck in this dead-end job for the rest of my life, or I'm just going to have to keep dating these losers for the rest of my life, because you will be seeking only a pool of qualified, gentlemen or females that are on your level. You will only be seeking positions or types of raises or improvements that are in keeping with your quality. And so you will be getting those things. Those will be what you're getting, and you won't have to surrender. You will be grateful, and they will be grateful. Trust me, they will be grateful to have you, because they will be like, where have you been this whole time? Wow, where have you been? Where has this this strong, independent version of you been? Because if they can't see it, the place you're at now, someplace else will be thrilled to have your talents. Okay. And if the person that you're with doesn't see it, mostly they probably will be thrilled with your confidence change. But if they don't, somebody else will. Okay. And the new people that you are, gracing with your presence and your beauty, will be more than happy to be grateful to have you. Trust me. And you will be grateful as well, because you will not only see yourself in a new light, have a new confidence, but you will be surrounded by much better, positive, higher vibration types of things. So all things will be much better once you realize that you no longer are the same person you once were. You are a better person, a better version of yourself, and you have the will the whole time to do anything you wanted. You just didn't realize what you could do with it. So now it's time to take that and make, instead of being your challenge, now it is your power. So I hope this helped you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. But I do think things will be much, much, much better for you, much more bountiful and wonderful once you realize how wonderful you really are, how much you've grown as a person, and really just don't take less than what you deserve. So anyway, I hope this was good for you. And if it was, please do remember to comment. Let me know if you like this kind of design here, the 7-card moon reading. Otherwise, check out the other readings in your sign on my channel. And I hope to see you back this weekend for your weekend energy reading. Bye.